Hi, Runner Story family. This is Allison with Runner Story, where every story needs to be heard. And what a story you guys are going to want to hear, because we sit down with the Selena Daniel. Yes, if you know her, you love her. And she is a runner. She loves community. She loves the running community, but she also loves Run the Rainbow. This girl loves this race so much. I highly encourage you guys check it out. It's going to be in Jackson, Mississippi next month, actually. Super excited. And so we get to talk with her not only from a running perspective, but also as the race director for Run the Rainbow. Selena talks about the importance of this race and the impact that it makes. And you guys are going to hear all about that and how every dollar that you spend at the expo for Run the Rainbow and for your race entry goes and impacts the only children's hospital in the state of Mississippi. Absolutely incredible. I'm so very excited about this. We would love to see you there. Love to have you there at Run the Rainbow next month. Guys, there is something for everybody, from a 5K all the way up to a 50K and everything in between. She has thought about it all. The thing you guys are going to hear about Selena, which I knew about because I have gotten to know her through social media and meeting her in person, is the love that she has for community and for this race. Like, she adores people. And without getting too emotional about this, she loves the last run. And there's so much psychology behind that as well with the last runner. And we always say, oh, I don't want to come in last, I want to be last, but that should be celebrated. And running is not a participation trophy, okay? We all put in our own miles. It's something that we all do. And Selena gets that. And with Run the Rainbow, with this race, she has thought about every aspect of the runner. And that is just amazing. And I'm so stinking excited for you guys to get to hear her, the impact, the heart that she has for the community, all the tidbits that she gives, even for her own personal experience, but also if you're going to do Run the Rainbow, when you do Run the Rainbow. Guys, she's literally thought about it all. And the biggest takeaway is that we get to do this, and we get to do this together. That is the running community in a nutshell. And again, the love that she has for the running community is priceless. And so, Selena, thank you for what you're doing, not only in the running community, but the race that you're providing through Run the Rainbow, the impact that it's making, but also every aspect that you've thought of from beginning to end. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being somebody who's a champion, not only for Run the Rainbow and the incredible cause that it is, but also for the running community. It's beautiful and it's priceless. And I just thank you so much for this. So, Selena, I think it was such an honor to share your story and to share Run the Rainbow story. Selena's story is made possible because of Gilliard Tech Services and our Patreon family. They go hand in hand. We would not be where we are without Gilliard Tech Services or our Patreon family. I absolutely adore these guys. They all pour into Run Your Story. They all keep us encouraged. And you talk to any podcast and they're going to tell you, there's some days you just want to give up. There's some days that you just think, is this even worth doing? And then you meet people like Selena, but you hear that from those that pour back into your podcast, which is our Patreon family members. And when I see them share on social media, or they send me a message and they're like, wow, that was a really good one, or I appreciated that, that means the world. And that gives us energy. And it's kind of like that goo that you take, or whatever it is they take for your nutrition. It's like energizes you again. So thank you to our Patreon family members. Guys, if you want to join our Patreon family, we'd love to have you. Go to runyourstory.com and check us out, how to get involved there. And as always, Gilliard Tech Services, cannot say enough great things about him. From building your website to updating your current one, he is the go-to. So he does so many things for Run Your Story and for the running community, and we're incredibly thankful for that. So thank you to Gilliard Tech Services and to our Patreon family members. Love you guys so very much. All right, guys, lace up those running shoes, get ready, get set, and let's go run with my friend Selena. Selena, finally. I mean, how long have we been texting, talking about getting you on this podcast? It's been a while.
Before we were even coming to 12K.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. Here we are. I'm so, I told you before the podcast interview started that I've been looking forward to this one all week because, one, I knew I was going to be giggling a lot. So forewarn anybody, only because
entertainment, that's for sure.
I follow you on social media. And let me just go ahead and say this. We are going to talk about your race because you're a race director for Run the Rainbow.
Yeah.
And I don't know how this name came about, which I'm really excited about learning. But if it has anything to do with your personality, I totally get it. It makes perfect sense. You are one of the most genuine,
Mm,
funniest people that I have. And we briefly met at an expo.
you did.
But I feel like I've known you for a long time because I followed you on social media. And that's how I was like, one, I got to get to know her because she just seems like such a cool, fun person. But secondly, I was like, she has a race. I've got to know her. And
Right.
you have tackled some incredible feats.
Thank
And
you.
you are not scared to do that. And I love that about you. So I want to say thank you as far as somebody that has a fear of failing, that you are open and honest about it. And so I appreciate that because that has motivated me. And here we are. So, Selena, how is your run story? Like, how did we get to this moment of you doing all the incredible things that you are tackling? So, like, how
Yeah.
did Selena start running?
Yeah, so, it's real funny. So I do not set New Year's resolutions. I
Okay.
set goals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always something from a learning perspective.
Mm,
And I set multiple ones and I strive for just better every year. And so when I was in my early 30s, matter of fact, I might have been 30 that year. And I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to say I was a rocker.
mm.
And I had never ran, never. Now I have done other things,
Okay.
I'm still active. I worked out a lot, but running was not my go-to sport, if you will. And so I was like, you know what? I've always said I wanted to be a runner, and that kicked it off. I literally started that process and that journey then. And then as I started running, then of course, it goes from you do your first 5K, and then you're like, ooh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And next thing you know, you're doing a marathon. And so it kind of started with that journey. It was just a goal of, hey, I want to do this. And that's how it started.
Wow. So when you started that process, did you have a run that you were like, this is the run I want to do? Or were you like, I just want to start running?
So, what's funny? There was a run back in that day that a local group did. It was almost like a couch to 5K, but it was like a couch to marathon. And you'll
Whoa.
have to
Okay.
forgive me. It's been so
Hmm.
long, I don't remember the exact name, but they had built it and then they put on a marathon that other people could do as well. But it was mainly geared toward everybody that was in that group to come do it and
Hmm.
succeed and be able to finish your first marathon. And so that was kind of what started it. And then, like everybody, when you do your first marathon and you really don't know what you're doing, you're like, I'm never doing that again. And then, next thing you know, you get deep in the running community and it
Mm,
just starts the passion for the sport and the
mm.
people. And then you just start building all over again and get ready and you just start signing up for everything that you can.
Wow. And you've recently also tackled trail running.
I did. Now, I've done trail running for several
Okay.
years,
Okay.
but not at the distance. So, my big goals last year were it started off with the Mutts group, who is local here in our area, puts on
Hmm.
multiple trail runs. Well,
Mm,
one of them is street. One of the 50Ks is actually a street, but everything else is
okay.
trail.
Okay.
And so they have these little process like you can puppy dog, big dog, that kind of thing. And so I started off saying, you know what? I really want to be a big dog. And
Mm,
that's what you do. It's a 15 miler at Frosty 15, which is coming up
okay.
again. And then you do a 50K at Fondren, a 50K at Big Butts, and a 50K at Clear Creek. And that gives you this little thing called the Big Dog. And
Mm,
so that was my initial where I started. Well, as I began training and I'm doing all these miles, Dina Bulls, who a lot of people in the running community here, she's my assistant race director. She's phenomenal. She texted me one day. She swears she didn't do this, but she did. She texted me and she said, I think you could do this and sent me the Mamba 100 mile.
mm, mhm,
And I, at that point, had also befriended James Bowler, who was the race director of that race.
mhm.
And I sent him a message because he came and did my race last year.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, I'm really thinking about doing a 100 miler. And he sent me a discount code. So when somebody tells you you could do it and
That's
they
right.
send you a discount code, you're in. Right? I mean,
That's
you're
right.
like, I
Absolutely.
have to do this now. And so
Mhm.
that's really how it started. So it went from that to attempting my first 100 miler. And it was a blast. And I did not complete it. I got to the 100K mark and I realized I was too slow. But it's okay because we're regrouping, we're still training, and I'm going to get a 100-miler this year under my belt.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, like just to take it on, just to take
Yeah.
on that challenge. And again, I appreciate you sharing that because you shared your journey. And there were some days where you're like, I don't want to go out and do this. And I was like, I don't want to do it for you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, everybody has that on their day. You know, Jeremy Johnson at Run Strong always has a quote, and he always says, "Your bad days make your good days great." And that comes with training and with races, right? You can have the worst training day, but then the next time you run, you're going to have this amazing training day. And you're like, oh, this is why I do it. And so I think it's like that. You know, we have to remember that the bad days are going to make the good days really great.
That's good. That's really good. So you've done these incredible things. So, and then you were like, why not tackle on being a race director for a marathon? So, Selena, so let's start back. How does Run the Rainbow begin? What does it support? And how did you get involved with this?
Yeah, so it's really neat. So I work at the Children's Hospital.
Okay.
And we're the only children's hospital in the whole state of Mississippi. Love it. Been there forever. I am not clinical. I'm on the business side of things, but it's still my passion. And so we used to have a 5K, and then with COVID, it kind of went away, and then they didn't start back up. And so I went to my team that used to do that, and I was like, hey, I really want to do something bigger. So I had a dream, this is no lie, for about 10 years.
Wow.
And I was like, really want to put on something big. I really want to do something amazing for the Children's Hospital. And so, and had it, and then it was just perfect timing. And so I went to them and I was like, this is what I really want to do. And they were like, take it off. And so the very first year, I did 5K, 10K half.
Okay.
And I stopped at the half because I really wanted to make sure I had everything right. Very important to me that the runners, yes, of course, all the money goes to the Children's Hospital. That's the most important thing. But I want the runners to know how much I care about them. And so I'm real particular. And everything was great. So then we added the full the next year. We did full again the last year. And then we added a 50K that's coming up. So we've got the 5K, 10K, half full, and a 50K.
Which is crazy. Also, what is also really cool about this race that is for people that are like my pace who need an earlier start time because they take a little bit longer, you have that option for the marathon.
So I tell you, don't get me wrong, I love my fast runners. They are so incredible. I love watching them. I love seeing them cheering across the finish line. They are amazing.
Sure.
But let me tell you, my heart lies with the people that are really out there for that 6, 7 hours, maybe even 8. You know, they need that time because it is just something to cross that finish line.
Absolutely.
And the last runner is probably the most important person to me. I'm crying, they're crying, we're all crying because it's so amazing to watch people just strive to do these things that are so hard. I mean, it is hard.
Yeah.
And it just makes my heart truly so happy when people can do this and cross that finish line. It's no other feeling in the world to me to watch people do that. And that's why I tell people, yeah, there's a quote unquote time limit on the full. And yes, there's a time limit on the early start, if you want to call it that. But at the same time, I will never pull a runner from the course. If you're forward moving progress, we got you. We got you. And I'm going to see you cross the finish line. That's so important to me.
I love that.
Yeah, that's my word. And I'll tell you, my old crew knows the food, the finish line, the band, everything. I'm like, you cannot even look like you're taking anything down until that last runner finishes and celebrates just like the first runner did.
Oh.
And that is very important to me. Like when you cross that finish line, you are going to get the same reception as everybody else did. And the food's still going to be hot. You're still going to have plenty of it. You're going to have everything. And that is truly one of the most important things to me when somebody, because I've had too many people say, you know, when I got finished, they didn't even have any bananas lit ever. And I just won't do that. You're going to have food. You're going to have a good time.
Selena, that is precious. What a gift.
Yeah, it
Ah,
matters.
so I appreciate you doing that. That speaks volumes. I want to know, what does the funding go to?
So every single dime that we raise from that race goes back to the Children's Hospital. Again, we're the only children's hospital in the state of Mississippi. And so
Wow.
basically, there are a lot of items that can't be paid for by just hospital funds or by your insurance or whatever. I just give you an example because
Mhm.
there's so many,
Sure.
but every patient that comes in there that's going to be there, they have access to an iPad.
Mhm.
We even have some patients that are considered long-term care, which we have a new facility for that. But they have that at their bedside at all times that they can use to play games or order their food or
Mhm. Mhm.
whatever they want to do. And then there's things such as, which we were not the ones who did this, but I just want to give an example. So we have a new playground they just built. And
Mm.
this particular one was made specific for our inpatient kids that need to have that physical therapy or what have
Mhm.
you, or our children that have some mental health issues that are inpatient. They
Mhm.
now have a safe place to go
Mm.
get extras
Oh.
and be outside in the sun and do those things. And it's so important,
Mm.
our long-term care kids. And it's just an amazing thing to have that. And so there's so many opportunities for the money to benefit these families. So with us being the only children's hospital, we have to cover north, south, east, west. And we have a lot of rural areas that
Sure.
do not have access to certain things. And so
Mhm.
we have an opportunity with these funds to do whatever need it is that we need to get to them,
Mm.
which there are wonderful things in the state for transportation, but sometimes they're not available.
Mhm.
Or there's just so many things that the kids need that we want to be able to provide. And so we just want to make sure that they have it. And so people can tell us too, they really want money to go towards something, or
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that makes our heart very full to know that they have a particular need. We have angel eyes in the NICU where the parents, if they're not there at that moment, they can see their babies. All of
Mm.
the
Mhm.
things that families need that, the typical bottom line can't fund, if you will.
What a great thing to run for.
Yeah. And I would
Um,
love, we have an employee in our hospital called Hollywood, and he's a dog, but he truly works there from 8 to 5 every day. He still takes breaks and everything, but he is there for the children. He can get into some of the machines when the kids are having certain testing and stuff to keep them
mhm.
calm. He can go
Mm.
this and all these things. They're very expensive for those type trained
Mhm.
animals. They benefit the kids so, so, so much. And so I'm hoping in the near future we can get him a brother or sister.
Oh, that's amazing.
So,
What a great
I mean,
goal too. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah, it's so
Wow.
fun.
That is such a great thing to raise money for. Man, that's incredible. Okay, so shifting a little bit,
Yeah.
let's talk about some lessons that you've learned, whether it's been in your own run journey or whether it's been as race director. What are some lessons that you've learned from running?
Wow, there's so many, but I'll tell you over the last several years, but it's specifically this last year that I think people do not focus on enough in the running community is nutrition.
Mm.
You've got to have it. You've got to practice those things that work for you, but also work with a dietitian.
Mm.
Somebody that focuses on, I did when I was training for my 50Ks last year and my 100 miler, I worked with somebody and she's actually going to be at Run the Rainbow
Oh, that's
and going to
awesome.
be one of my panel speakers because that is something that I think people don't focus in on enough. And I'll say this, especially for women, because we're so worried about weight
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
we do not pay attention to what our bodies need to
Mm.
make the run successful. And I'll tell you, when I started really focusing on my nutrition, I PR'd one of my 50Ks by 2 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And alongside with nutrition and hydration to me go hand in hand.
Sure. Mhm.
And those two things, if people aren't focusing on them, that's where you'll fail.
That is great advice. Amazing. Okay, so speaking of nutrition, what does pre-race routine look like for you?
Yeah. So I have a couple of different things depending on distance that I'm
Okay.
doing,
Mhm.
but my typical staple, I love a bagel with
Mm,
cream cheese and honey. That's like
yes. Come
my
on, girl.
go-to choice. I feel like it stays with you longer for me anyway. It
Mhm,
stays
mhm.
with you longer. I love that. The night before, if we're in town, it can look a little different. But if we're out training, if we travel for a race, I am not gonna lie, I'm a steak potato girl.
You can't go wrong with that, right?
No, not for me anyway. But that's kind of been my staples. But
Mm,
those are what fuel me best. I think everybody has to figure out what really works for their bodies, but that's mine. Those are my go-tos.
I love that. Now, let's say that somebody's listening, which I do have friends that are eyeing Run the Rainbow, which I'm very excited for. I'd
Yeah.
love for friends to come out and let's run this together.
Yes.
What is something that you would tell them to eat prior to this race?
Carb up. It
Mhm.
is a hard race, and I'm not gonna lie. They will tell I would tell you all day that course is flat, and I am lying. It is a hard. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care if you're doing the 5K, 2K, half full, or 50K. It is not an easy course. And you know this because you go from here, or but Jackson is on a volcano, and so we have hills. And
Mhm,
I don't think people realize that we have as many as we do. And so
mhm.
I would definitely say make sure that you're fueling properly, get your carbs. But I will tell you, I am one that every single water station, which is right at about every 2 miles,
Okay.
you have nutrition. Now, I
Mm,
encourage people to bring their own because you never know if what I have out there is going to be what you trained with,
sure. Oh,
right?
that's true.
So,
Mhm.
especially if you're doing the pool or whatever, we typically bring stuff. But I'm still going to have stuff out there. I'm going to have the candies, pickle juice, the goos, all the things that you can need while you're out there. They're going to be there.
Mm.
That's very important to me that people feel like they have what they need to get through the race and be successful. But I'm a big, people can say whatever they want to, but I love my carbs.
Girl, preach. Preach it all. I'm not gonna lie. I bought a king cake today and I'm like, this is carbs and it's got fruit in it, right? So it
Thank
counts
you.
as like a
It's
double.
healthy. That's what I think. Well, there's a group of us that run around the what we call the loop all the time. And about halfway, it's about 11 miles. You can make it a little further if you want it to be too, but it's about 11 miles ish. And there about halfway mark is a what we call like a little trading post or whatever you call it.
Mhm, mhm.
And girl, we will go in there and get a biscuit halfway through our
I love that. That is
life.
fantastic.
Yes.
You're like, we're just reloading here. That's all we're
Oh,
doing.
oh yes.
I love that.
Absolutely.
So you cross the finish line of a race. What does recovery look like for you? What does post race routine look like for you?
Yeah. So I think again, it goes back to nutrition and to hydration.
Mhm,
But I did invest in my own recovery boots. I think those are so important to
mhm,
just be able to do that. I try to do it the day off. If we're traveling, I forget on within a couple of days. I think those are important. Stretching is key. I'll say that I don't do that as much as I should,
that's
but those are some of the things that I feel. And then rest.
mm,
Depending on the distance of the race or what have you, but rest is important. Letting your body recover from pushing. If somebody's not a runner and they don't know this, your training pace and your race pace are not the same.
mhm,
And so when you're out there running that day and you're racing, you're definitely pushing way harder than you are on a typical training day. And
mhm,
so you do need to give your body time to recover. Now, when I say that, I also mean active recovery. So
mm,
maybe typically on Mondays you run, I don't know, 5 to 8 miles, 3 miles, whatever it is.
yeah,
Maybe instead of running that next Monday, still go out and do some miles, but do it walking. And
mhm,
just
yeah,
or a slower jog.
mhm,
So I think active recovery is huge and to just reset. And so
mm.
those are huge for me. I am not a cold plunge girl. I know a
Oh,
lot of
come on
people
now.
do.
Come on.
I've done it once. I was like, I would never do this again. It was terrible. But a lot of people swear by it. Say, I think you got to find out what works for you. But hydration, nutrition, rest are
Mhm.
important. Yeah.
That's good. I like that a lot. It's very, very good. What is your absolute favorite running item? Like, you will not go running without this item.
My running belt.
Oh,
The
okay.
running belt. I love
Mhm,
the running belts. I invested. I've had several. I love them. Some people wear the vest. I've tried them. They just don't
mhm.
work for me. But I found a new running belt when I was training for my 100-miler that was geared toward ultra runs. And so
Ooh,
the
okay.
bottles are massive and they have more pockets than you can ever imagine. And so that and my music, I love having my music on. If I'm by myself,
Mhm.
if I'm, yeah.
So what does your playlist sound like?
Ooh, baby. Everything. I have everything from country to pop to 80s music, punk, the big hair bands. I listen to everything. I have some gospel on there. I just love it all. And
Mhm.
so for me, it's more about beat
Mhm. Mhm.
and the rhythm of it than it is like necessarily what genre. I'll be in the car with somebody or driving, so I'll be like, I don't know that song, but I love that beat. That would be great to run to, and I
Mhm.
don't, you know, when I when I am at one of those moments where I'm like, oh no, this is a struggle. I love that. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the artist of it, but it's that 4 or 5 seconds. I love that song.
Okay.
And then the one by the Bananas, Bananas. I'm like, anything like that. Those are my songs to like get me going. But if somebody
I'm
has some
just
good music, send it to me because I love it.
I'm just envisioning you riding down the street and you're spelling bananas.
Oh yeah, and I'll be singing out loud. Ask any of my friends. I'll be like, oh, this is my song, and I can't sing. So, but we got good time.
I love that so much. Oh, man. Oh, that is fantastic. I do have a question about your running belt. Do you know the name of it?
Too, actually, let me, you know what? You think I have that. You would think I would know that off the top of my head. But let me find it. While we keep talking, I'm going to
Because
find it for
I
you.
am intrigued to know with all
Girl,
the
I will,
pockets.
and I'll send it to you when I send some
Okay.
about it. I will send it to you because let me tell you, I have fallen in love with this belt.
Mm,
And I
that's
feel like
awesome.
it's even called Ultra something. Let me look.
Okay. Is it Ultra Spire?
That is it. Girl,
Okay.
look at
Okay.
you.
No,
Yes. And
okay.
but it's like I found it when I was researching it. And one of the ultra runners in that community is the one, and they were like, he loves his belt, blah, blah, blah. That's how I
Mhm.
got stuck on it.
Sure.
And I ordered it, and I'm telling you, yes, that is exactly it. And I absolutely love it. One of the best decisions I've made. I always love my running belt. That one, the bottom's huge. I
That's
love it.
amazing. Well,
Love it.
and it's crazy how just the littlest, simplest piece of equipment can make or break a run.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. Because I don't think people realize, let me add this when we were talking about nutrition earlier, something that I really learned this last year. You have to take something in every 30 minutes.
Mm,
Now,
mm.
everybody can adjust a little bit.
Sure.
You may be somebody that just needs it, say, every 20 or whatever that looks like. But for me, when I started working with my nutritionist, she said, take something every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, I look down and I take, but for me, it's honey stingers or
Okay. Okay.
food or whatever.
Okay.
I love honey stingers. They sit
Okay.
well with me. Everybody's a little different. I can use the others. I've used goos. I've used just about everything that's out there. I just love honey. It's one of my favorite sweet treats. You know,
Mhm.
I put
Mhm.
it in my teas, and as earlier, I put it on my bagels. So I love honey. So honey stingers are just yummy to me. They just taste
Mhm.
really good. And so
Mm.
that's my choice unless I'm eating some other food item. But figuring out what that is and don't say, oh, I'm just going out for 5 miles. No, take that nutrition in. It is going to change your world.
That's good. I like that a lot. I
Yeah.
also appreciate the fact that you like honey so much. So, one of the things that I do is I put honey on my pizza.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying that the next time I eat it.
My my daughter doesn't like it, but she's not a big honey fan, but my boy, he
Oh,
does the same thing that I do.
oh
My
my gosh,
husband,
that
he'll do
sounds
it
amazing.
occasionally,
Oh, yes, I would
but
definitely eat that.
it's something about the texture of the honey and the sweetness with the marinara
Ooh,
that it just
yum.
chef's kiss. It's good stuff.
Yes, that sounds amazing. That's going
Mhm.
on my list.
I'm telling you. So good. Okay, so I gotta know, what running shoes do you run in?
Okay. So this is so funny. So years I've ran in just about everything. For years, I was an Asics girl.
Okay. Mhm.
And I still love them, but I started having, I think sometimes, they change their shoes.
Yeah.
So then I switched because I was having a couple of issues, nothing major. But I switched and I did Sauconys. And I love them. And I still run in them. I probably have 20 pair of running shoes in there. I wear a different pair all the time. But my favorite, my go-to now, when I was in Rocket City, I was walking by this shoe station that was selling.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what is that? I had never seen this shoe before. It was called Deodora's.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Didn't know anything about it. And I was like, talk to me. Like, speak to me. And she was like, girls, Bessie, I slipped them on and I bought them right then. I ran the marathon in them that Sunday.
Whoa. And you bought them from the expo?
Yes.
Okay.
And let me tell you, they are now truly I think they're my go-to shoe. I love them. They wear so good. I'm sorry. So,
okay. I have to know, because you're a very colorful individual. What is the color scheme of your shoes?
Do you know that's so funny? I have everything. So typical. So that day, they only had a couple of options.
Okay.
They had a black and white.
Not
and then
gonna
they
work.
had like a white, almost a solid white. Well, I have learned my lesson on white shoes because I sweat so profusely that if I'm running, when I get through, my shoes are nasty. It doesn't matter if I'm running on the street or not because I've sweated so much. And so I've learned my lesson. So I went with the black and white, but I've got every color. So my typical process is for buying shoes, and I'm not even going to lie. I go to the manufacturer's website most of the time. Now, I'm not going to say, look, if I walk into Fleet Feet and I see a pair of shoes I want, I'm going to buy them. I'm not saying that. I love me some Fleet Feet. But if I'm just because we have to bond so often, right? And so I typically will go to the website of Saucony or whoever, and I'll look for the colors that they're got on sale because maybe they're moving them out of stock. And I'll a lot of times buy those things. I really don't care about the color, which is funny.
What? I'm shocked. I'm legit shocked by this.
Yeah, I don't even care. Like, I've got every color in my closet that you can imagine. From very like, ooh, that's bright to just the typical, blacks or whatever. And it really doesn't matter to me. I'm not too big on color. I don't really care. I just like a shoe to wear good. And if I can get on sale, I love me a sale.
I don't even know what to think anymore during this interview. I am shocked by this revelation that has happened. I mean, kudos. I'm so proud of you that you don't judge a shoe by its color, but I am shocked by this.
Yeah, I don't care. As long as it wears good, I really don't care. It really doesn't matter to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do like people to ask me, when you got a new pair of shoes on, did it make you run fast? And they don't always do that, and that hurts my feelings.
It does. That's probably because they're like, she's probably already worn that pair of shoes.
Right.
Oh, those are new? You've already worn those? I didn't know.
Right.
Oh, that is awesome sauce. I love that so much. Okay. So let's talk about running memories, because there are just so many. And I know you have so many that you want to share, which it's your story. You go for it. But do you have a favorite running memory that's like core that you're just like, I treasure this? Or is there one that you're like, this is the most hilarious, funniest running story that you want to share?
Oh gosh, I have so many. I cannot even I wish I keep saying I need to write all this stuff down because we have some of the craziest stories.
Sure.
When we get ready to go on a road trip to a race, and it's somebody new traveling with us that has not traveled before with us, and I'll take a picture and I'll send it out to our big running group. They're like, oh my gosh, they'll never come back to say, because we just do crazy stuff. We just have so much fun. I feel that there's so many races that I love. I have to say Rocket City is probably top on the list as one of my favorite races.
Okay.
As far as travel racing to go to.
Okay.
It's really great. The city's great. The race itself is really hard, but it's so much fun. I've done Little Rock is amazing. There's so many that I just can't pick an absolute hands down favorite. I would probably say next to Run the Rainbow, because I've ran that route a lot. I would say next to that, probably Rocket City is one of my top as far as marathons go. There's so many local races too that are just amazing, and 5Ks and 10Ks around that are just amazing. But we always make it fun. I'll give you one little, there's so many, but I'll give you a funny little thing that happened. Not necessarily, but it was like traveling to the race. So
Okay.
have you ever been to, I'm probably going to say it wrong. So if you know, you can correct me, but it's like Baumhauser. It's a restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go in and we got a really good friend with us that had not traveled to a race with us before. And so she's with us and we stop in there to get something to eat and they've got these shirts on. The waiters, the servers do, and it says Team Legendary on the back. And I'm like, we have to have those shirts for this weekend. We were heading to do a trail race. It was going to be on New Year's Eve. And I was like, we have to have these shirts. So I got up to the front and I'm looking. Well, the shirts that they sell don't have that. And so I'm like, where can I get this Team Legendary shirt? And they're like, no, ma'am, they're just for employees. And I was like, can I speak to the manager? So the manager comes up there and he sells me Team Legendary shirts for us to wear for our run that weekend. I cannot even look. We look for reasons to laugh and enjoy every place we go. It is true. We have so many funny stories. There were times we are laughing so hard out on the course and enjoying being out there and being around people. We've had to stop and I'm bent over and just laughing so hard. So if people do not have somebody in the running community like that, where they just enjoy being out there, then you need to come run with us because we have we have literally stopped in the middle of training. I have 18 miles to go that day for training. And I called a friend and I said, hey, we're hungry. Where are you? And she was like, well, I'm such and such. I said, okay, we're going to be at this location in about 4 miles. She meets us there. We go in, eat a full breakfast, and then we go finish the rest of it. We do stuff like that all the time. So I hope people are enjoying what they're doing. And if they're not, then they're not in the right community.
So I have questions.
Yes.
It's funny. I'm raising my hand here. I'm like, I have a question. There's no one here. Okay. So my question is, when you went to the manager
Yeah.
and you said, I need this shirt, I need to buy these shirts, what was his, obviously he sold them to you, but was he like, no one has ever asked me this before?
Yes. He was just looking at me. He was like, well, we typically, I was like, do you have 3 in the back? I'll pay for them. I will pay for these shirts. And he was like, let me go see if I got them. And they were so kind. And all he asked is, would we take pictures and tag them? And we
Nice. Okay.
Fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most people want to do so. So we have done so many silly things like that. I really do need to write down all of our experiences because we always have a good time. We were supposed to be going to Green. Are you familiar with the Delta here, right?
Yeah.
Like that area, like Greenwood, Greenville, like that. So they're not that far apart, but yet they are. And so we're heading down. I was not the one driving. I just want to say that.
Just to clarify.
I'm gonna give her. I'm gonna let it off. She was driving, and so we call a friend of ours that's from that area. She lives here, but she's from that area, and she's like, "We can't find a restaurant. Like, there's no restaurant room between this spot and this spot." She was like, "Yes, there is. It's like a Love's truck stop over it." We're like, "No, there's not." She was like, "Girl, you are in the wrong. We were headed to the wrong town." Like, I'm talking like almost there, like at the wrong tail. So we had to cut all the way through. It added like, I don't even know, like an hour onto our time because we were in the wrong place.
Oh,
we've done a few things like that.
That's
And I'll tell you something else that I don't know usually. So I usually don't keep up to where I'm going. I just know I'm racing. And so I will tell my family, oh, by the way, I'm going down to town this weekend. We're going to Florida, whatever, And then the day before we leave or whenever I'll be getting stuff together, and my friends that I was traveling with and racing, they will inform me that I was telling my family the completely wrong state. Like, they're like, no, we're in Alabama this week. Yeah, where did you get Florida? So I have done that more than once. I expect other people to keep me straight.
So he's like, no, really, I'm just here for the ride. Like,
yes, you just tell me what to put in the GPS. It's
And
funny.
I could just imagine your family doing like a live 360 on you, and they're like, "She
Oh,
said she was going to be in Florida.
I
Why
know.
is
They're
she?"
like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, I know. They're used to it by now. They're like, they'll just be like, "Dana, where are y'all going this weekend?" So we've had a lot of stories, though. We had a lot of fun. We love to race, but we love the adventure of getting there and doing it as well. It's just,
Clearly.
have fun. I hope people are having fun.
Mm, I love that. I love that so much. I'll share this story with you. Recently, our gym has done this challenge. And so the challenge was we have two teams right now. And so I'm on team blue and I had a friend that was on team pink. So before the workout, she was like, "Hey, you want to do the foot race for the challenge for our points?" I was like, "Great." She doesn't run. Okay. And I was like, "Oh man, easy win, right? Like, I got this."
Right.
And I did not know this about my friends, like how competitive she actually was going to be. Cause I
Oh,
was like, okay. And all of a sudden, she made this game face, full on facial
uh-uh.
expression that I had never seen this chick make. I completely lost it. I was laughing as I'm running. And then when they said 3, 2, 1, go, she made this kind of, and I was like,
Uh-uh.
"Oh, we're making sound effects." Like
Oh, gosh.
I ran the whole way down, which wasn't very far. And she was like, "You're not supposed to be slowing down." I'm like, "Girl, I'm about to pee my pants because I'm laughing so hard and running this way because you're over here going full on." Like
Right. Right.
I was not expecting that.
That's awesome.
So she won fair and square.
Well,
So
I mean, well, I wish Dana was here because I know she would help me remember. But when we are sitting around and there's a bunch of us there and we're telling stories about this stuff, they're like, "I cannot believe all these things have happened to y'all." And I was like, "And I promise everything that's happened is 100% true." Like, we have had the silliest things and the most fun. We just enjoy life and enjoy
I love that. That's precious. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing those. That's fantastic.
running.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about cross training. Do you do any cross training activities?
I'll be honest, I do it. I don't do it as much as I should, but that is one of well, I told you I don't set New Year's resolutions, but I do
Mhm,
set
mhm.
new goals for myself for strength. And with me getting a little older, I'm 54. So as I'm getting older, I know I've got to make sure that I am building back in those things. So that's been one of those things that I have started that process of making sure. So I'm hoping a minimum of 1 day a week, but I'm hoping 2 days a week
Mm,
will
mhm.
be that I add to. And so I think it's so important. And I struggle with, and I've spoken about this with my coaches many times. I'm like, it is so hard for me when I know I have a lot of miles coming up. I've got several 50Ks coming up.
Mm, mhm.
And so it's really hard for me to shift my mindset from, "Well, I really need to go get some miles in," to let me go get street work.
Mm,
And I'm
mhm,
sure I'm
mhm.
not the only one that struggles with that. And so I'm really trying to focus on that this year and make sure that I'm doing more of that and adding that in. And from what I've been studying as well, we need to probably lift heavier and less because we're going to be doing all those miles.
Mm,
So that's my new shift for this year, one of the
okay.
goals. And
Mm.
we actually went and did weight training last night, which was very enjoyable.
Yeah, okay, I love that.
Oh
I can only imagine the conversations that took
my
place.
god.
So,
Yeah, just funny.
Selena, what advice would you give to somebody that wants to start running? And also, what is a piece of advice that you would give to somebody that wants to come do Run the Rainbow?
Yeah. So for somebody who wants to start, I say start.
Mm,
Just do it. And people have this thing, they'll say, "Oh, I don't know how to run." Get in a running group. Do the run walk method. Start out walking, build up, and then start jogging, and then add run walk. I have friends that do a mixture of everything, and so have I. I say find a group. We are
mm,
very lucky here. I'm sure most cities have them. We have Fleet Feet, which does multiple runs a week, and they have training groups. We have Run Strong, where you can get some additional, very personalized coaching, but has a large community that runs. We have Pothole Runners, that is just a community based running group. We have, they just slipped my mind the name of the other one. It's a Jackson Run Club, I think. So
mhm,
there's all these different running groups, and we're all connected because we love
mm,
running. I run with
mhm.
all of
Yeah.
them. And that is my biggest thing is just start.
Mm,
Go to a really good shoe store that knows about running and get fitted.
Mm,
That is one of the most important things you can do because a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I tried running. I got shin splints." Well, you probably got them because you didn't have the right shoe. And
mhm,
so I encourage people to do that. Just start and reach out to somebody. Get on the Facebook pages, get on TikTok, get on all these pages and be like, "Hey, I live in this area looking for some people to run with me." I promise you, people will be like, "I got you. What you
mm,
got? What you want
mhm,
to do?" And then for Run the Rainbow, sign up. Oh my
mm.
goodness, sign up. You will have the best time and practice heels. Just practice some heels. Just trust me, you need them. It is not the easiest run, but you will have so much fun. And we make sure that about every mile there's some. I know my fast people probably don't pay attention, but anybody else that's not running so fast they can't read the signs, we have something about every mile for entertainment or encouragement.
Oh, that's awesome.
It could be a band, it could be a sign. We have 5 bands on the course. You're gonna have something for encouragement all the time. And so
Mm.
I just encourage you sign up. And if you have questions about it, all of my contact information is out there. Send me a message. You got a group that wants to come? Send me a message. I'll give you some discount codes. Like,
Mm.
just come and be a part of this amazing running community.
And for an amazing cause, for such a
Yes.
great cause.
I
Oh,
mean, you can't beat it. And I
mm-mm.
promise you will not regret it. We have the best after party you've ever been to.
I'm
And so,
excited. I'm excited. And
yeah.
also, there's swag choice. Like, what is
Oh,
this?
baby. Okay. So I love swag.
I
And I love going to any kind of running village when you got not
Mhm.
everybody has them anymore. I
That's
love
right.
it. And so what's important to me is people feel connected we all love gifts or at least I do. And
Yeah, girl,
so
come on.
one of the things that's important to me is every year being able to change things up. So of course everybody gets a shirt. That's a given. Of course, everybody is going to get an amazing medal that is made by one of the kids at the Children's Hospital. Of
Mm,
course, you get all of that. But the additional swag is important to me. One, it encourages people to sign up for something a little greater and push for something a little harder. So my 5Ks and 10Ks this year will obviously get their shoulder. They'll get their medal, of course, but they'll also get a finisher towel.
oh, that's awesome.
Yes. And then my half marathon will get, of course, the shirt, the medal, a finisher towel, and a choice between they can choose. I posted the cups and I
Which are
posted,
amazing.
oh,
Mhm.
they're so cute, aren't they? And then I posted one of the hats today,
Beanie, yeah.
the old beanie,
Mhm.
right? But there's also so I'm a baseball cap girl. I wear caps every time I run. And so unless it's really, really cold, then I'll wear beanies. But my choice is a baseball cap. So I did that too because I wanted to make sure people felt like they got what they would use.
Mhm.
And then it just layers up. So then the full, they get all that stuff, and then they get a cup and a choice between one of the hats. And then the 50K gets it all. They just get it all,
Yeah,
you know? And so it's just important to me. I think swag is so fun. And then we have
absolutely.
a runners village or an expo.
Mhm.
And so we have stuff there for other people to purchase. We do have that stuff for people to buy. If they're only doing I don't like to use that word.
That's
Only.
right. Yeah, I'm with you.
If they're doing the 5K and the 10K, but they really want a quarter zip because that's
Mhm.
something else that my marathoners and my 50Kers get. They get a quarter zip. But maybe you just want one of those quarter zips. So we have them. But the real neat thing is, and I'm not knocking other expos, please don't take it like this, but they usually for profit,
Mhm.
and they tend to market stuff up pretty expensive. Now, I'm not saying anything because trust me, this girl loves an expo and I'm going to buy it. Okay. But I try to make it where people feel like that's not the case. So, like, even
Yeah.
our hoodies are only like $30, I think. Or
Wow, I'm gonna go broke at Run the Rainbow, aren't I?
yeah. And then what we do is we say, for a donation, you get this hoodie or whatever.
Oh,
So
that's
people
awesome. Mhm.
usually will donate more, to
Mm,
getting something that they can wear. And so
mm.
I love that.
That is
I love,
absolutely amazing.
yeah, I love an expo. I love
Girl,
an expo.
same, and I love the whole swag idea, and
Yeah.
it's so listen, I've heard about this race for several years, and obviously you being race director and me stalking you on social media and all the things. So this has always been like, I want to go and do this. And now the opportunities come up. And hearing all of this, I'm like, I am pumped and I need to save
Yeah.
money because I'm going to be spending it all at Run the
Oh.
Rainbow.
Oh, you're gonna have so much fun. And let me tell you what's really neat that I added this year. I did a blast about it the other day is so I believe knowledge is key, right? It's kind of like what we were talking about
Hmm.
today. Knowledge is key. And so I wanted to offer something to all of our runners or walkers out there that would make them feel like they got a piece of advice that will make them even better. And so we're doing a panel. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. That's
my
cool.
goodness.
Hmm.
Like, I am so stoked. So the dietitian that's speaking, Elizabeth, she was my dietitian. I can speak to her expertise. She's a runner. She's doing the half marathon. She's incredible. And I'm so excited she's here. And then Megan Cook is a trainer in her own right. She is an amazing did you look at her? Just crazy amazing. And so she's going to be on the panel. And I filmed her, believe it or not. This is so funny. Girl, I love me some TikTok. And I filmed her on TikTok. And that is how we connected. But
I love
she is so amazing. And then on top of that, Chuck Eagle, he's just so well known and has so much to offer in his knowledge. And so I am real that we get to have this panel
hmm
and everybody just gets to ask questions and hear from people that can just make you better. And I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I'm so
Mm. And I think that that's the thing that makes this race so special, whether it's their first time, like myself, or it's returning, is that you've really thought about every aspect of the runner and the walker.
I hope so. I
It's
try.
just so freaking cool and caring.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm pumped. Like, I'm so excited about this because it's kind of like you're going into this really full on immersion experience here
Yes.
of going, not only do I get to do this for an amazing cause and give
Yes.
back, but also I get to experience something I've never experienced before. And
Yes.
from the village to the panel to the swag to just, it just seems so well thought of. And
Yeah.
so thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. It matters to me. Like,
Mm,
it's one of those things, it just matters. And I just don't know how to explain my heart in what those things just affect me. When I go to a run and I get all of those pieces or some of those pieces, that's what makes me come back.
absolutely. Mhm.
Feeling, because it is that feeling like you really were appreciated or you got I hate to say it, but you got your money's worth, if you
Yeah,
will,
sure. Yeah.
And so it matters to me a lot. And I'll tell you, my heart, I hope comes through. Even with, I'll give you an example. Capitol Police and JPD are the ones who do my security. Now, I'll tell you, I run in Jackson every day.
Hmm.
I love Jackson. I've never, ever, ever, ever once felt unsafe, ever.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I want to make sure my runners feel that way. I want them to feel so I have more than I need of police out
Mm.
on the course. It's important to me that everybody feels safe when they're
Yeah.
running from the early start on. As far as you did cross some streets that have traffic, but we just make sure that everything is really, really safe. And that's really important to me. And if anybody ever reached out after a race and been like, hey, when I was at this intersection, blah, 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 I fixed it. I
Mm.
never want people to feel like they can't just run and have a good time. But what's really neat to me or what speaks to my heart is we just posted for the Capitol Police to sign up. So they sign up on this website. And within not even half a day after we signed up, it was already over half full. And so
Oh.
that tells me that
Mm.
they feel the same thing that my runners feel.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They understand the passion behind it, and I personally go up and talk to as many of them as I can and
Mhm.
say, "You're the reason my runners are safe out here. I appreciate you." And so
Mhm.
I hope that just shows through in everything we do that I just I love people and I love the children's hospital and I love the running community.
I love that. That is absolutely amazing. Oh, and shout out to the Jackson PD. Thanks
Oh,
for
yeah, and Capitol
and
Police.
Capitol
They are
PD. Thank
like
you.
they are just amazing. I mean, they reach out to me and they'll be like, "Hey, when we getting together to talk about the" I mean, they're ready. Even let me even shout out even so we have our own police department on our campus.
Mhm.
We're huge. campus, because it's not just the children's hospital, but it's the adult hospital, the medical school, the dental school, the nursing school, the PT school, all of it. And so when you run through parts of campus, well, UNC campus police have to man that portion just to make sure.
Sure.
And he reached out to me the other day. Hey, just touch your bags. We still need to do this and this. And just that's the heart behind it. They all see the passion and the love. And it's
That is, so it's community that comes together.
heck yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And look, on the full, you're going to run by Castle. You're going to run in some of the most beautiful neighborhoods you've ever seen.
You say
And
Castle?
we'll spot some of that stuff for you so you'll know. We'll be like, great place to take a picture, you know, and you'll see some really neat stuff.
Selena, back this train back up. Did you say Castle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you not know that?
No.
Oh, okay. When you run through Woodland Hills, you're going to run by a castle, and it is gorgeous.
Someone lives in the castle?
Yes. Yes. It's amazing. You're going to be like, that's that castle she was talking about. It's beautiful.
That is wild.
I'll try to take a picture of it this week and share it.
My goodness. Wow.
It's
Okay.
amazing. Yes.
All right. So what is a mantra? What is something that you tell yourself when you want to give up?
It was funny when you had that question on there because I was like, do I have a mantra? And I think I do. I say, I need you friends.
You say what?
I need you friends.
Oh.
That's what we say to each other, especially when we realize it's going to be 8 degrees tomorrow when we got to go run.
Okay, that's what I thought you said, but I was like, she didn't just say that.
Yeah. No, I think, seriously, I think one of the things that one of my dearest friends says, and I think this is the perfect mantra, is we get to do this. I think we get to do it. And there's a lot of people at my age that may not be doing some of those things. And I think that's what keeps us healthy and young. And it doesn't matter if you walk, run together, or however you want to do it. I think laughter, exercise, health, and nutrition, doing those things, that's what's going to matter long term.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
And we get to do this together.
I know. It's so fun.
That's so good. Selena, you already hit a little bit on your goals being that you want to hit some more strength training, cross training sort of thing. Running goals, what does that look like this season for you?
So last year, I was going for the big dog that we talked about earlier. And on the very last run, Clear Creek, my last 50K, I was a few miles in and my back locked up. Talking like, I was down on the ground. And so I ended up still going 12 more miles. And I realized I was not going to be able to make cutoff. And so I got puppy dog this year instead of big dog. So big dog is one of my major goals.
Okay.
And then I'm still training so that I can complete 100 miler. We're still looking at which one. We know one we're going to do, but I'm thinking about another one, adding it to the pack. But those are my two major things. Went to a lot of other stuff along the year, but those are my two big ones because I didn't hit them last year. That's okay. We're going to do it this year.
That's awesome. Fearless. Selena, that's what you are. Fearless, my friend.
Yeah. And I tell people, put the hard things on your list. Put your hard things on it because that's what's going to make you better. It's really striving for something that's harder than what you did the year before. Yeah.
Put the hard things on your list. Oh, that's so good. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And one of the things I tag on TikTok all the time, I say, do the hard things.
Yeah.
And that could be just making yourself get up and get out in that weather.
Yeah.
I mean, because I do not like cold weather. And I will tell you, I will whine the whole time. I'll be like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. But we get it done. Do the hard things. It matters.
They should just tell you to put your banana song on.
They should, because that is my song.
What is your favorite length to run, whether it's race day or it's a training run? Do you have a favorite?
You know what? I think if I had to choose, honestly, a favorite, I think a half marathon is a sweet spot. Because as you start doing marathons and ultras and all of that, a marathon becomes just fun. If that makes sense. I mean, I'm not saying they're not so hard, but you can just go do it. I like to say we can pretty much go do a half marathon any day.
Oh,
It
that's
might
right.
not be
Yeah.
your fastest or your best, but
Mhm.
we're trained up to do that all the time. And so I think that's my favorite. When I want to really push myself is when we do the others. But an ultra and a marathon are totally different worlds. Have you
Sure.
done an ultra?
Mhm. No.
Okay, you will. Because you have longer. They're usually trail runs, not always.
Mhm.
You have longer, you eat. It's just a different world. And
Mhm.
so it's a lot different. Like when you're training for an ultra, you're training for time on feet. Where when you're training for a marathon, you're really training for more pace to beat the clock, usually. And so it's different training. And
Mhm.
so I think my sweet spot, my favorite thing is a half.
That's awesome. Mm.
Yes. I don't feel like I'm working hard enough at some of the other ones. So I like that half where I feel like I can go eat whenever I want that night. And you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I shall not do, but I feel that way. Even after 5K, I'm like,
Like I'm like,
girl just burned it. Let's go.
whatever. I just ran in. I just ran 13 miles. I can eat whatever I want.
Exactly. That's awesome. I'll be like, listen, I just ran around the rainbow. Give me all the food. Okay.
Yes.
I
I'm
just
a
ran those
bossy. I hear
hills.
that.
When you aren't running, what are you passionate about? What fuels you, my friend?
So I think friendships
Mm.
and my family. I have the most amazing mom and most amazing kids that are just my true cheerleaders.
Mm.
But then my friends, I hope everybody is lucky enough to have that group of friends that you can laugh and have a good time with. And so that's my thing. Now I work hard. I work at the Children's Hospital and we love it. And I work hard, but man, I do enjoy just spending time with my friends.
Mm.
I enjoy reading and I love podcasts. That's my true addiction. I love me some podcasts.
Okay.
Those are my that's my relaxation thing. I can listen to podcasts all the time. All the time.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Well, and your dogs. You love the dogs.
Oh my God, I love my babies. They're so tiny. You'll have to see some of my videos. They're so cute. They're so spoiled. I love them. They're better than people sometimes because
I feel
they don't
that. I feel that.
they don't
Yeah.
argue back or nothing.
Selena, this has been, I knew it was going to be so much fun. Like I said, I've been looking forward to this a while since we set this date. So when
We
it
are going to be
finally,
dear friends. I can tell
oh
you
my
that.
goodness, you spoke my language with honey and the swag. I'm just like, man, yes, we are soul sisters. Yes, I
Yes.
feel this. So thank you for taking time because I know you are a very busy woman and you were already on a podcast earlier this week. You have just been rocking and rolling with this. Do you have any final words of wisdom, whether from the running side or from the race director side?
Find races that mean something to you.
Mm.
And as far as running, just like I said earlier, just go do it. Just do it and find you some friends in the running community. I will tell you, my dearest friend, Dina Bowles, that's with me all the time. If anybody sees me, matter of fact, people will say, where's Selena? Especially when we're dealing with the race stuff. They'll be like, where's Selena? And they'll be like, never mind, I can tell you, you're the same person. Because we really do bounce everything off of each other. And she is
Mhm.
my ride or die. But I'll tell you a funny story is when you were saying earlier about stalking, I literally, and this has been 7 years now, I think, she would write the funniest posts. I didn't know her, but she was in the running that I was in. And she would post the funniest stories. Like every time she writes something, it is just hilarious. And I stalked her and I was finding out which group she was running with that night. And I went so that I could run with her. And that night we became best friends.
I love that. And then she was like, "Did you tell her this?"
Yes, if she
Okay.
knows it, I tell everybody. I'm like, I stalked her. That's how we became friends.
But did you go up to her that
I
night?
literally was like, you are the funniest person I have ever met. And that was it. We were best friends.
I love that.
Yes.
Oh, I
So
love that.
find you a Dina.
Yeah.
Find you somebody that will just push you. On those days you're tired where you're like, I don't want to do this today. They're like, okay, I'll tell you what, we'll go to the Mexican restaurant after we run. That's all you need. Just encouragement.
There we go. That's all you need is encouragement and a little Mexican food.
And you're going to have a booth there, right? You're going to be around the right way.
Runner stories coming. Yeah. You said,
Yes.
come on. And we said, we
I mean,
want to be
how
a part of
exciting
this.
is that? Love
We
it.
are pumped. We are so excited. So That being said, everybody, please come run the rainbow. And we are pumped to be partnering with Run the Rainbow for such an amazing cause. Obviously, you got to hear the race director, Selena, and her heart. And like she said, if you have any questions, you can reach out to her. So thank you, Selena, for your story, for your heart, and what you're doing with Run the Rainbow. And we cannot wait to see you in March
Can't wait. It's been a pleasure. Can't wait to hang out with you some more.
and laugh. Absolutely.
Yes. Oh, just wait. You'll see me in full form that day.
Find races that mean something to you. Find your people and be fearless. That's how I would sum up Selena. To find a race that means something, that's what's going to get you across the finish line. To find your people that help you get there, and to be fearless. To take on a challenge and say, I'm going to do this and come what may. If I finish, great. If not, great. Life goes on. So, Selena, thank you for what you're doing in the running community. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for being the inspiration that you are, the friendships that you've created through running, and what you're doing with Run the Rainbow. I'm so excited. And just thank you for being the race director that you are and making sure that every runner from beginning to end has such an incredible experience. And what you're doing is priceless. Just absolutely incredible. And so, guys, if you're listening, I highly encourage you to go run the rainbow and make a difference and have an experience unlike any other. Just absolutely amazing. So thank you, Selena. Thank you for your heart. And I can't wait to see you, my friend. So stinking proud of you and so excited. As always, guys, thank you to our Patreon family members and to Gilliard Tech Services. They are making sure that this month and every month that we have incredible stories to share like Selena's, and it's all because of them. I could not and would not be where I am if it wasn't for Gilliard Tech Services and our Patreon family. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being a part of this and for loving us so well and for believing in us. If you want to join the Patreon family, we'd love to have you. We have, just like there are different distances of races, there are different tiers that you can join the Patreon family. As always, thank you to our Patreon family members that have been with us and that love us so well. Thank you so much for believing in us. And if you have a website thought or have no idea where to start, Gilliard Tech Services is where it's at. We would love to be able to sit down with you and talk with you and see what you can dream up and put it on the web and get your story out there. Incredible, absolutely incredible. So again, he does so much for Runner Story and for the running community, and we just give a huge shout out to Gilliard Tech Services. Thank you so much. Thank you again to our listeners for sharing, liking, commenting, letting us know how much these stories matter to you, letting us know that these stories make a difference, that they're incredible, and that you are better for them. So thank you for that. And again, with Selena's like, share, comment. Let's get the story out there. Go run the rainbow. Let's help this race grow and become bigger than ever every year. And we do that by saying, hey, I'm going to show up. You can show up with me. I'm so excited for 2026 and 2027. Great big things are happening. And it's all because of people like Selena who pour so much into the running community. And it's all because of them that we're able to do what we do as runners and walkers. So with that being said, guys, go run your story because every story needs to be heard.